Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? How you feeling? How you feeling? I was live in the morning. Um, we didn't get a lot of people, so I decided to come back and make another live session. So, so by the way, please like, please share, okay? Please like, please share so we can get this live session going. So we can get this live session going. Okay, please like, please share so we can get this live session going. Hi, how are you? How are you feeling this lovely afternoon, 5:51 p.m. Eastern Time? We have a breaking news and I would like to talk about it. I already posted it on my TikTok, small version of it. Um, and I want to talk about discretionary in EUR 42B. Okay. Is this a question? Hi, Giwa Hakim, how are you? We have a breaking news. It's bad. So that's why I came here to talk about it. Euh, bonsoir, maître. Bonsoir, ça va? Ça fait longtemps, hein? Tu n'as plus appelé. Ça fait longtemps. Hope it's good news. It's bad. It's bad news. Yeah, unfortunately, this is bad news. That's why I came back to talk about it so we can see how it's going to play out. Okay. Let me share my screen here and talk about the news we just received today. Breaking. Okay. So we server. Okay. Yeah, let me share my screen so we can just jump into it and talk about this news. This is really bad news. Okay. Okay. So just this news just came today. Okay. The Supreme Court, the US Supreme Court allows Trump to swiftly deport certain immigrants to third countries. Remember, the Trump administration has been deporting people to safe third countries, and people had to sue because they were doing it without notice. They said that if you're going to send me to a country that is not my country, you have to provide me with sufficient notice and give me an opportunity to be heard for another credible fear type of case interview. And then they went to court, they stopped it, and now it's back because the Supreme Court just ruled that the Trump administration, it's not required to send people to a third, it's not required to provide notice to send people to a third country, especially criminal. Okay. The Supreme Court made it easier mandate for the Trump administration to deport convicted criminals to third country to which they have no previous connection. Okay. In brief, as but you know this administration, when they say they're not required, because the way it's really written, it says that they are not required to provide notice. Okay. It says that, where is it, that breaking news? Okay. Third country removals don't require due process. The US Supreme Court ruled Monday today that the Trump administration can send non-citizens, facing deportation to third countries where they have no prior ties without providing due process, including written notice or a chance to raise concerns about their future safety. So they can, especially criminal, they can send them to third safe country without notice, written notice, and without an opportunity to be heard and to raise their concern about their safety to where they're going. But it says that here it's just like in general, they're not required. They can give you notice, but they're not required. Yeah, and that's bad because they're sending people to Libya, South Sudan, Rwanda, all those countries that if you don't have ties to those countries, you don't pretty much they don't have to give you notice in order to send you there. They just can send you there without notice and without you giving you the opportunity to be heard. That's what it says. Okay. In a brief unsigned order that did not explain its reasoning, the court put on hold or judge ruling that said those affected nationals should have a meaningful opportunity to bring claim that would be a risk of torture, persecution, and death if they were sent to the country. But the thing is, now the ramification of the Supreme Court order will be horrifying. It strips away critical due process protection that have been protecting our class members from torture and death. So basically now it's like Trump has won, okay? With this one, Trump won big. So basically the Supreme Court just handed Trump the key to the kingdom, deportation to safe third countries without hearing, without written notice, without the opportunity to raise a concern about safety in that particular country. So that's why when you go to a master hearing and they say where they have to remove you, it's better to just designate your own country in case removal happens. Because if you don't designate your country and they cannot deport you there because of withholding of removal and convention against torture, they will find another country, safe third country to deport. And you don't know which one. They will choose themselves. So yeah, and this is really affecting withholding of removal people and convention against torture people. Remember that withholding of removal is just, it simply states that they cannot remove you to your country because you fear for persecution there, but it doesn't prevent them from removing a person to another country. So at this, it's going to give a lot of removal to a third safe country without hearing. This decision is really bad. Yeah, this decision is really bad. Let me stop right here and see if we have another news. Yeah, that decision is really bad. God protect immigrants in the U.S. at this time. For real. Why third countries have to accept criminals in their countries? Yeah, I guess in exchange of funding, I guess. They don't care. The government's giving them money. So, yeah, they don't care. I want to see if we have another news because this is the breaking one. So I just wanted to know if we have more news that we can talk about. Remember, I made a video about other news that we already know, and I provided tips about it. You can watch the previous video. It's only like 9 minutes. But this one, I came with this one because this is like breaking news. This is huge. This makes withholding of removal and convention against torture individuals under those protections vulnerable, because this is just like a go. Back in the days when you've been granted withholding of removal or convention against torture was like a, you can just stay because they were not going after those people to send them to a third safe country back in the days. But now with this Supreme Court ruling, it's like, it's not good. That's not good. Yeah, it's too hot outside, so I'm drinking a lot of things like water and stuff. I'm trying to find out if we have another news beside that one. Yeah, now they're going to be vetting a lot of when it comes to those visa JM, F, FMJ type of visa. A lot of vetting. The Department of State cable instructing consular officer to review the online presence. Basically, they're going over their social media. We talked about it last time, to know if their principles are in alignment with U.S. Policies. We talked about this one. I just want to see if we have another news, basically. Just give me one moment. Okay, I'm gonna good afternoon. Good afternoon, Veronica Villegas. How are you? How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. How are you? Or maybe I haven't been here. Oh, this immigration sometimes it really gets to me, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it does really affect me with my clients. Um, how are you? How are you feeling? What are we talking about? We are talking about this breaking news, okay? The Supreme Court just ruled today that the Trump administration is not required to provide notice in order to deport someone to a third safe country. They don't have to provide notice. If the judge order remove and they can't deport you to the country, your country, they can deport to a safe country without notice, without telling you. They just take you and deport you there. That's the new rule from the Supreme Court. And that's making danger people like who have been granted withholding of removal, convention against torture. Those type of benefits are like weak now, because remember, withholding of removal is basically they are withholding removal because they can't really send you to the country where you came from because you claim persecution there. But now they can send you to a third safe country without hearing. Okay, even if they don't give you the opportunity to raise concerns about your safety in that particular country. So that's what's going on. That's a major news. Is this in about the Dignity Act? No, this has nothing to do with Dignity Act. This is a ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court. Yeah. So let me share my screen and we're going to talk about some other news. By the way, if anybody has a question, meanwhile, when we're discussing this type of topic, just please put it in the comment section. I'm trying to answer questions today because it's Monday. I might not be here tomorrow to answer questions, but I'm trying to answer questions today. Okay. A powerful tool in Trump immigration crackdown, the routine traffic stop. This one, basically, what they're doing is, yeah, you need to pay to read it, but I'm pretty much aware of what they're saying here. Traffic stop. This one happened actually to one of my clients. He's a TPS holder, and TPS is going to, TPS for most countries has expired, and some people have it until August. because he's a truck driver, so he drives a lot for his job. That's his livelihood right there. His business. He's a truck driver. So what happened is he got stopped in the street while driving, just as a routine check, and that's how they try to get people. So luckily for him, driver license was on point. TPS is still valid. So, but what I'm suggesting to him is that after August 8th, I believe, or 6th, when TPS is officially terminated, he really has to find another way to make money, because he's gonna be, because he has an order of removal under his belt, and he entered without inspection back in the days, basically with some type of document, which is like kind of like fraudulent. So basically, he has to stay away from driving as far as job is concerned, because what's going to happen next time, because TPS will no longer be valid, he'll be detained. And because a arriving alien do not have the right to bond, he might stay longer in those detention centers, because there's no other alternative. Um, and those safe third country might apply to him. So I told him, you know what, after August, basically just stay away from those type of jobs, because that's the only advice I can give at this point. Because they're doing it, powerful tool in Trump immigration crackdown, the routine traffic stop. Gotta have your driver license in order, gotta have all your documents, pending receipts. If you have a case, U visa pending, T pending, T visa pending, green card application pending, DACA renewal pending, TPS renewal application pending, if the TPS is still going on for those type of country. Just have your receipt with you. And they try to ask you something, you can show that. I made a video on that on my TikTok. You can go back to my TikTok and look at it. Many Americans are witnessing immigration arrest for the first time and reacting. Yeah. They released this guy. Remember this guy, the green card holder, a political activist? Finally, they released him. It says, let's see. He said that they wanted to separate me from my family. Okay. How long he stayed in detention? 104 days in Louisiana Immigration Detention Center. He's been released on bail. He was the first several students across the U.S. who were detained and threatened with deportation. He's a legal permanent resident, married to a U.S. citizen. Remember, political actions can lead a person to be detained nowadays. Yeah, the way they arrested him was really, he felt like it was kidnapping, was kidnapped. So yeah, that's just show you. Trump as agent are arresting U.S. citizens. GOP budget will hire 10,000 more agents for deportation. Okay, we're gonna stop here. I want to see if USCIS has some news. Tough time. Okay. I've been working and I'm still waiting for my viral case 36 months now to get approved. Okay. Yeah, just you have your receipt pending with you all the time, because you know those people. I've lived here for 30 years and have an individual hearing in June. Any advice? June 2028. Any advice? At this point, it's all the way to June. So what else can we say about it? I think we've already talked about it. cancellation of removal, you just have to prove unusual, extreme, and unusual hardship, which is very high standard. They only have like 4,000 visas available each year. Depending on your luck too, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, so it's kind of far away at this point, you know. Any evidence that you have, just submit it with your lawyer. They can make a case for you. Yes, that's the good thing. Yeah, that's the good thing. Most of my VAWA applicants, all of my VAWA applicants have their work permit because they apply with work with green card pending. So another one has their own work permit based on withholding of removal. So and then VAWA is still pending, and those VAWA take forever, you know. Yeah, we're still waiting. Anybody else? By the way, please like, please share. Please like, please share as we're responding to those questions. Um, oh, by the way, SA, there was a guy in the chat room. Um, I was talking to some other lawyer, um, and they were talking about they have 42B pending, but they got removed. I guess because they are, you know, haven't been here for more than 2 years, basically part of the expedite removal. That's unfortunate. The lawyer was complaining that they just called the guy from Mexico that were already in Mexico were removed based on expedite removal, and 42B was pending. But that one is understandable in terms of it's unfortunate, but it's understandable because if you haven't been here for more than 2 years into without inspection, subject to expedite removal. And they're doing it fast. They're transferring, once they transfer the person to Texas, Louisiana, almost like game is over. By the time you start trying to do something for them, it's kind of like almost over. Do you think this administration will pass a bill? This administration, now they're going to war. I don't think they care now that they're starting the war with Iran. So I don't know if they're gonna think about this because now they're talking about they have to. Now the war is going on. You know, if you've been following the news, to be honest, I don't know. I don't think so. The only thing remember we talked about it, the budget reconciliation that has to pass in September 30th, that has nothing to do with the global type of reform. That basically has to do with, you know, they're trying to raise the money, like asylum application has to go to $1,000, work permit 550 every 6 months, appeal $900. That's just to raise fees. They really want to limit asylum. If there is something that's going to pass during budget reconciliation, that's that one, the limitation of asylum and the closing of the border. You see, those are the things that I think might pass by September 30th. Email. Oh, okay. Do you have questions? Okay. Wednesday. Wednesday, like on the 25th. Okay. Okay. What else we have here? Yeah, so that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Let me see if USCIS has news. By the way, please like, please share. As we're answering those questions, please like, please share, okay? I think we talked about, yeah, I don't think they have more news. Hi, how are you? What's new? What's new? Hi, how are you? What's new? What's new? What's new? Let me know in the comments. What's new? Trying to see my if I have mail. What's new? I'm well, thanks. What's new with this immigration news? Oh, that's that. You don't have to worry about those are for people in removal proceedings. The persons in removal proceedings, they are trying to remove people to third safe countries without notice. Those are the people that have already been ordered removed, and including people who were granted removal order, sorry, withholding of removal and CAT and Convention Against Torture. So you nothing to worry about as far as you are concerned. So, Mohammed, hello, how are you? MK88, how are you? I'm Asali and USCIS send me notice for green card interviews. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Nowadays everybody is required to go to an interview. It's mandatory. So there's no way to know good or bad. It's just that routine. They have to do the interview. So just prepare for your interview. That's it. Because they have to do the interviews mandatory now. Interviews are mandatory. So it's not about good or bad. It's just protocol. Okay. Interview nowadays are mandatory. So if they call you, it means it's because they have to. It's no longer like they don't have to go. Nowadays they have to go for the interview. You have to go, and they have to send the interview letter. It's difficult to bypass an interview nowadays. Public can't bypass it. You see, that's basically what's going on. I don't know the weather in your city, but here it's hot. It's like it's too hot. I don't know about you guys. I want to stay hydrated because it's really hot. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Yeah, anybody else? If you have a question, please put it in the comment section because the only thing I came here for was that breaking news. If you don't have question, I can just stop now. It's 94. Yeah, it's 94 here as well. It's like it's too hot. They say that people have to stay inside. It's like excessive heat. It's too hot. Like I need to stay hydrated. It's really hot. Interview for I-485V U visa also. I don't have U visa applicants lately. I don't know, but what I know for sure is that every green card they're interviewing every green card. That's the general rule. but some exceptions. We can always have exceptions, but that's the general rule. Even for VAWA, they're interviewing green card holders on VAWA as well. Yeah, so, but in each rule, there's always an exception. So they might not call you, but you just expect that if they call you, it's normal because it's a new policy. Do you have, my case was in 2017. Okay. And you have interview with USCIS? Do you have interview with USCIS? Do you have interview with USCIS? Or do you have interview with the court? I guess USCIS. Okay, USCIS, because that's where there's interview, right? Talking about court is hearing. But anyway, 2017. If you came with a visa, if the case gets denied by USCIS, they refer it to court. Okay, because you've been here since 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 8 years. So if they get it, even if you didn't come here with a visa, if it gets denied, 8 years, it has to be sent to court. If it doesn't get sent to court, you can ask them to send it to court. In case it gets denied, because you've been here for more than 2 years. And if you came with a visa, that's even better. So they're not gonna arrest you. They're not doing it in Arlington. They're not doing it. I just went last week on the 18th. We went to pick up a decision, because nowadays in Arlington you just have to go there yourself to pick up the decision. They're not sending those decision. We went there to pick up it, but it was a good decision. So they are, yeah, it was good decision. They're not arresting people at the USCIS, especially for people who have been here for more than 2 years. They're not doing it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not doing it in Arlington. USCIS, we actually even asked, because I asked the officer that we have to know, is it the setup, like, because why we have to pick up the decision, can't you just send it? She said that it's new policy. You just have to go there and pick up your decision. They're not going to send it by mail. You just have to go there and pick up your own decision yourself. I asked them, is it the setup? They said it's not set up, it's no USCIS. And all the lawyers that I'm talking to in the chat room here in the DMV, there's no arrest at the Arlington USCIS. They're not doing it for nobody. So if the case gets denied, it just gets referred to court. That's it. Then you go fight in court there. And if you've been here for more than 2 years, you have to fight until the end. They can't just detain you. They're detaining those who haven't been here for 2 years or slightly 2 years, because they want to place them in expedited removal, or people who have criminal record. Because you have to go there and fight for master hearing, then individual hearing, then appeal. So there's no way for them to, even if, let's say, appeal, the individual hearing doesn't go your way, which we don't wish that. But anyway, if it doesn't go your way, you still can appeal. They can't detain you because you can ask for bond, release on bond. So, yeah. What else? I'm coming for DC for work for 2 weeks. It's going to be my first time. Oh my gosh! Welcome, welcome. That's good. You need to buy me lunch. Since you're the one coming to my city, you need to buy me lunch. Just kidding, just kidding. But that's it's not safe nowadays because of what's going on in the world. But it's a nice place to visit because there's a lot going on. Like my office is like across the White House. Yeah, it's a lot going on. So yeah, but anyway, welcome. Please stay hydrated. Yeah, we'll try. Who said that? Olan Coolidge and Page. Who said that? I didn't hear any news like that. I didn't hear any news. People who are going to be detained when they come back, the people who have criminal history, or people who got asylum based, got green card based on asylum, and then they end up going to their country. That's already like a misrepresentation, because you can't go back to your country if you get a green card based on asylum. So, but they, no, that's not true, because I have someone who just came from Saudi Arabia. She went for she's Muslim, so she went for prayers. She just came. She's a green card holder. She just came actually 2 days ago. I have a client for Nigeria too. He came, no problem. I even have one here who went on parole and came back, so from South Africa. So yeah, that's a false news. People are getting those are people with criminal charges, something around those lines. Okay, so we already answered Adele. Marriage when in court, is it okay? Marriage when in court, it's difficult. It's not bad, but it's difficult because the burden is really high. When a person is placed in removal proceeding, then gets married after being placed in removal proceeding, the government already assume it's fraud. Okay, that's law. It's fraud, and it's up to you now to prove that it's not fraud by clear and convincing evidence. The standard is very high. So that's why if a person gets married after being placed in removal proceedings, they really have to be careful of what document they're introducing. Otherwise, they're just going to say it's fraud and you left out with nothing. Yeah, you're going to need counsel for that. Absolutely. Okay. Quick question about asylum. If a person claims asylum after months of preparing, selling assets, is that deemed immigrant intent? Could be intent. But again, people when they're there's the Second Circuit, I believe, when I won asylum in court in Second Circuit in Buffalo, New York. There was an argument about it. There was an argument about my client because the government said that my client knew that he was going to come to here for asylum. He got he got a passport with fake visas for other countries that he even never went there, but he had stamped those passports showing that he went, he came back. Those are fraudulent activities. He had the intent to just come here. And we had to argue because there's a case that says that when a person is fleeing persecution, that person can use all things that are available, like all resources that are available to him in order to facilitate his transition in terms of fleeing persecution. And that's what we argue. I like Second Circuit better than First Circuit because First Circuit is tough. And Fourth Circuit here in the DMV, it's tough too, but they have better case laws to argue. And we did that. We won asylum in Buffalo, and it was in winter, and it was online. The hearing was online, but we had to fly there because nobody told us that it was online. You know what I mean? Nobody told us that it was online. And we had to go there and came back, but we won. 3 weeks later, the judge made a nice decision. It was so good that DHS did not appeal. It was so like 10 pages decision. Never seen something like that, because the argument, our argument was so good. It could be, that's what I was trying to explain. It could be considered intent, but you know, if you have a good lawyer, they can always argue. As I was explaining what happened in the Second Circuit, we had to argue that when a person is fleeing persecution, they can do all that is necessary for them in order to facilitate that. And if you have good case law in your circuit, you know, you can argue that. But of course, the simple answer is yes, it shows intent. It's like this person is just coming to stay, you know what I mean? Thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. Elena Jane Asher. Yeah, you need a good lawyer to argue that for you, okay? What circuit are you? What state are you in? Elena Jane Asher, what state are you in? Oh, you're just trying to learn. Okay, okay. What state are you in? What the person who's trying to do that, what state are they in? Because depending on the state, we might know how it's going to play out. We just have an idea. Do you know what state the person is? So we will know what circuit. By the way, please like, please share. Okay, we're trying to wrap up here. 42 minutes. Please like, please share so I can stop talking. It's too hot outside. I need to stop. I need to stop talking. It's too hot here. Elena Jane Asher. What state the person who's trying to apply is in? Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. It's nice when I see people engage. New York City. Yeah, New York City's Second Circuit, they have good oh, okay. Okay. Okay, got it. Understand. Understood. But New York City is it's a it's a good circuit when a person is in immigration court. It's really better circuit than people in Boston, Maine. Oh, that's worse. And then Missouri, Ohio. Oh, no. First Circuit, Sixth Circuit, Fifth Circuit, they're the worst. I can't with those, especially Missouri. But anyway, thank you very much for showing up. Please like, please share. If a person needs a consultation, again, you can schedule it. Consultation is on my bio description box. That's it, right? That's it. Let's wrap up for today. If we have another breaking news, no problem. Thank you for taking the time to show up. Please like, please share. If a person needs a consultation, they can schedule it. They can schedule it. Consultation is in my bio, like description box. Okay. Thank you very much. Please like, please share. Please like. By the way, please like so that we can get at least 1,000 views. We used to have like 20,000 views, 15,000 views. Now we only have like couple hundreds. Come on, you can bet. You can do better than that. Stop being stingy with those like and share. Come on, let's share. Elena Jane Usher, please share. Gihad Adele, please share. Okay, please like, please share. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye bye.